this video I will show you how to import an object in Unity from your DTC software. So in this case we will use of course Maya. So the thing is, you work in Maya, you do a modeling or later an animation. You want now to import in Unity. So you will see it's very easy, very straightforward. So first, what I did, you don't need to do it, or you can do it with using your own file. In Brightspace, I have the folder resource file. Inside there is van. Van is a zip file, and in this zip file, what you can find, it's a mini Maya project with a Maya van, okay, and with 3 texture. Okay, actually we'll use only 2 today. Okay, so what we will do, we will start in Maya. So I will say that this van folder is my project. Okay, and now I will open my van. Okay, so because I work properly with the project, he also downloaded the texture. So if I check the plate here, we have a texture for the color, texture for the bump mapping, and a reflected color that we will not use. Okay, it's a bit too early to show you that today. Okay, so yeah, you have to imagine this is your file. You want now to load it in Unity. Actually, you could load directly a Maya file in Unity, but it's really not recommended because too heavy. So what we will do, we'll use the same technique that, I don't know, 95% of the people are using. We select the van. Or perhaps first, sorry, I will go in Unity and I will just create a folder here in my asset. I will create a folder that I will call van, and this is where I will put the files that I will export from Maya. Okay, so here I go back here, I select the object, and you could go to export selection and you have FBX option, but actually we will just do send to Unity selection, and here I will select this Unity folder that I prepared. This is here. Okay, so the folder is selected. Now he asks me to give a name to the file. Of course I will call it van. Here we have some options. Mine are probably different than yours, but some things that you can check. It's FBX file format. Is it the latest version? Okay, so you pick binary and latest version. Normally it will be the latest version by default. And include, we have embed media, so you have to activate embed media. So this is in include here. Okay, here. So what is it? This embed media, it because by default the FBX will export just the geometry. After, you will have some option to say I also export inside this FBX the animation, and here in this case we can ask him to export in this FBX the textures used by this object. Okay, so here I export, and now I can go back in Unity. You see he started to sync because he saw that you did a copy of a file. So he don't wait that you import it. By default he will import it in the project. What does it mean? He will like convert it or prepare the loading of this file. Okay, so here because it's new, it takes him a few seconds, but here if I don't see the van picture yet. Okay, but if I click on this arrow, I will see the content of this FBX. Okay, because this FBX didn't save one object, it saved tens of objects to build this file. So now what I can do, I can just drag and drop the van here. Yeah, I still don't know why we don't see the thumbnail here. I will turn the van because it's not well oriented. And here the van, perhaps what you will have, your pivot will not be here, but because by default it's very often on center. So if you're on center, you will see the pivot is here because the Maya file was not well prepared. Okay, so if this kind of thing happen, what you do, you go here to center and you change to pivot. So now you will be able to turn it using his pivot. It means probably the pivot is the center of gravity of the object. Okay, so here, yeah, that's all. But that's all for the geometry. So now if you want to load the texture, so how can we do? So actually there are two possibilities, but first let me just change this van. Here we have asset folder, inside there is van, and Maya created in van an asset folder. So I don't like it. So what I can do, I can just select the van here and drag and drop it inside van. Okay, Unity, keep having your object here, no problem, and then I can delete this asset folder that I don't need. Okay, so you see here this one is blue, it means there is a prefab. If I right click here, prefab, select the asset, yeah, it tells me this is this file. Okay, so yeah, as I said, the texture are not here. Why? If I select the object, you see we have different shader. If I select it, you see the shader, I cannot control it. Why? Because it didn't load everything from the FBX. Okay, so what we can do, we can ask him also to load the material. Okay, so why he don't load everything? Because he want to optimize the scene. Be sure that you have in memory only what you need. So how to do? I will not need to re-import. That this is a very good thing in Unity. You just select your file here, the van MB, and if you go, you have different options, you see, and you have a material option. And if I click here, I will have extract material. So what he will do, he will reopen the FBX, select all the material and put them in Unity, and then you will be able to edit them. So extract, so I will extract them here in van. So here I need to select a folder. So what I will do, I will actually create a folder. I will call it materials. Okay, select the folder, and then now you have this folder materials with all the material used by the van. So here, if you want to change the color, you open it and you change the color. Okay, so it's pretty simple, but the only thing missing now, so perhaps this material are not super adapted to Unity. You will have to readjust them, okay, because they were created with a Funk shader in Maya. So here, for example, here I see it's named Chrome. So if it's a Chrome, it should be very metallic, very reflective, and this color here I will make it very bright. So here I have a chrome. It's 100% chrome. It's a bit too much, so you can readjust later, okay, to make it perhaps a bit less reflective. Okay, so here this object has not the texture, okay, so because it's for the same reason that before. You have the van file here, the FBX, and I didn't click on extract the texture. So same, I can extract them. So I will click on extract. I will extract them here. I will create a new folder with textures. And now it will do it. So now if I open the texture folder, I have my texture. This one, we cannot use it today because I didn't teach you that yet, but we can use the plate, diffuse the color and the normal mapping. So to do so, very easy, I will select the plate. Here this is the shader. If it's not open, you just open it. And here this color, I will drag and drop here on this little square. This is where we drag and drop the texture. Okay. We have the normal mapping. Okay, normal map. I can also drag and drop, but here something that I will tell you a few times. Unity, again, to optimize and to reach real time, it will prepare the picture for that. So here you have to help him. So you have to tell him this picture actually will be used for normal mapping, not for colors. It's not pink or purple object in my scene. It's for the normal mapping. So you select it, and here it's again the option, import option of this file. So I will say it's not a default texture, it's a normal map, and I apply. If you don't do that, your object will look just weird. Okay, so now I go back to my plate and I will drag and drop that to the normal mapping. Okay, so now if I go here, yeah, I should see the normal mapping that I can increase just to see better, but it will become very ugly. Okay, and here of course I can change the smoothness to make it more or less shiny and more or less metallic, but in this case I will put it, yeah, with a low metallic. Okay, because there is a painting over the metal. Okay, so this is how you import an object in Unity. So now imagine that you have an object in Unity and you want to modify it. For example, I have another asset here. This is a vacuum cleaner. I will move it here. I will turn it. Okay, and this vacuum cleaner, I would like to modify the modeling. So I downloaded it from the asset store, but the problem is in Unity you have just a few tools for modeling, but it's more tools not to model object but more to create a game level. So we must go back to Maya. So what you can do, this object is a prefab, so you cannot open it in Maya. So what we do, we need to install a plugin. Why it's a Unity plugin? So you could say why it's not by default in the software. It's again because Unity, they have so many plugins that if they load all the plugins by default, the software will be perhaps too heavy or will take too much time to load. So they want you to download only what you need. It's also because some people use Unity for games, some people for film, some people for prototyping, some people for VR, and they need different tools. Okay, so to export a FBX, you need to load this plugin. You will go to the window package manager. Me, I already downloaded it. So, but normally you go in, I will do that. You go in package Unity registry and you will see all the official package of Unity. And here you click on FBX. Okay, and you have FBX exporter. You will, I already installed it, so I will not click here. You have normally install. Okay, so you click on it. It will take 20 seconds, 30 seconds to install this plugin. And when it's done, when you select any object here, like the vacuum cleaner, you right click and you have export to FBX. Okay, so it's as simple as that. Here I will say in what folder I want it. So it will be, why not, in vacuum cleaner. Okay, and I will call it vacuum because there is already, I don't know if there is already a vacuum cleaner, so I will call it vacuum cleaner FBX. The other option, no need to change, and I export. Okay, so now you have the vacuum cleaner prefab that I downloaded from the website, and here we have now the FBX with the shader and with the object. and then I can go, of course, in Maya. Perhaps I can just drag and drop it in Maya, but no, I will do import. I will go to the Unity project, asset, vacuum cleaner. Here I need to say I want to download the FBX. Okay, and I select my vacuum cleaner. Okay, so here import, and it's here behind the car. Okay, and here I downloaded with the texture. Okay, so that's all for the import export. So use FBX, don't use anything else. Perhaps this semester some of you will have very special object, animated object, and for example animated object using clothes or fluids, and that they are specific tool of Maya. So of course it cannot be read by Unity, so we need to convert it. If you export to FBX it will not work because FBX cannot save this kind of file. So in this case, for this very special object, what we will do, we will go in animation, we'll go to cache, Alembic cache, and export the selection to Alembic. So perhaps some of you heard already about Alembic. Usually it's more the visual effects student, but we will see this semester. If you need it, I will explain that to you. But remember, always use FBX. If it doesn't work, you come to see me. Thank you.